finally got information about Destiny 2's newest event, the Faction Rally, and all this information is coming from this week's This Week at Bungie article, and if you just want to read the information, that article will be linked down in the description, but I'm going to be going over that information throughout this video if you don't want to read it. The Faction Rally event has finally been detailed. Before this, all we knew that there was an event called the Faction Rally, and that was basically all we knew, and we just had to try to guess at what it would be. But in this event, you choose a faction from the original Destiny factions of Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, and the New Monarchy, and you can only choose one faction per character. Once you have picked your faction, you then have to complete activities, and you will get rep tokens that you can turn into the faction just like you would in any other vendor in Destiny 2, like the planetary factions, the Crucible guy, the Strike guy. It'll function just like those vendors, but you just have to pick one. And they all have their own loot pool, like New Monarchy has the New Monarchy shit, Dead Orbit has the Dead Orbit weapons and gear, and then same for Future War Cult. And it seems like whichever faction has the most tokens turned in for this week-long event will win the Faction Rally and give a powerful reward. If you choose the winning faction, like let's say you choose Dead Orbit and Dead Orbit ends up winning, you can buy this powerful reward for 1,000 Glimmer. But if you were part of a different faction, you'll have to pay 50,000 Glimmer for it, which doesn't really matter. I think most people are capped out on Glimmer at most times. And even if you do spend your Glimmer often trying to get mods, then you could just save up 50k. It wouldn't be that hard. You still have until October 3rd to save up, so it's a very long time to accumulate 50,000 Glimmer. And the powerful weapon that each vendor will have is a scout rifle, so from Dead Orbit. So if Dead Orbit wins, you'll be able to purchase a scout rifle from them. If Future War Cult wins, you'll be able to purchase a pulse rifle from them. And then finally, if the New Monarchy wins, you'll be able to purchase a sidearm from them. And this event runs from September 26th to October 3rd. So basically the next weekly reset until the weekly reset after that. And then it said the winner will be announced on October 3rd. Now I'm going to go through the loot pools of each of these factions. These are the rewards that you can get for leveling them. Just like any other vendor in Destiny 2, there's a loot pool, and then if you level it, you get 2 of these things. And before I get into that, actually, the things they actually listed as activities to obtain faction tokens were public events, lost sector, strikes, the Crucible, or the raid. So it seems like these activities that normally reward tokens will now reward faction tokens. I didn't think it said if it would be in addition to the normal tokens you get or in place of, but we'll have to wait and see into that one. I would hope it's in addition to, because it would suck to run the raid and then not get any of the raid gear and not get any of the raid tokens. So hopefully it'll be in addition to the normal tokens you would get and not just in place of. But now, getting into the loot pools from these are the rewards. Like I said, any faction in Destiny 2 you level, you get 2 rewards from their pool. Pretty sure most people are used to this by now. So now on screen, you'll see the Dead Orbit. Obviously, we can't really go in to see what the armor has, and we can't, this was just a screenshot in the article itself. But we can go over the weapons really quickly. And you can see for Dead Orbit, it appears to be a pulse, a hand cannon, a sidearm, and a shotgun. And we have seen the hand cannon for this faction drop for some players during their Cade 6 treasure chest. For whatever reason this week, some people were getting faction gear from the Cade 6 treasure chests. And the Dire Promise, the hand cannon from Dead Orbit, was the hand cannon that was dropping for some people. You can see it on screen here. And its perks are lightweight, so you'll move faster when this weapon is out. And rapidly landing precision shots will return a bullet to the magazine. I'm excited to try this hand cannon. It looks pretty decent. But I don't think it'll be better than the Better Devils. It's pretty hard to beat out the Better Devils, but I'll have to wait and see. Next we can get into the Future War Cult. On screen here is its loot pool. And you can see its weapons are a hand cannon, an auto rifle, a scout rifle, and a sniper, it appears. I'm not sure if that's a sniper or a grenade launcher. For some reason I'm having difficulty telling, but I think it's a sniper. And the auto rifle was the one that we saw dropping from some people's Cade 6 treasure chests. This is the number. I actually played against this quite a bit in PvP, and it does seem pretty good, but I don't have it myself. And its perks are precision frame, making the recoil more vertical, and high impact reserves, meaning the rounds at the end of a magazine will deal extra damage. Looking at the stats and the fire rate of this weapon, it seems like a less effective Uriel's Gift to me. It seems like a Uriel's Gift with less range and less stability, but again, we'll have to wait and see, and I'll have to try it for myself before I can really make a judgment on whether or not this is better or worse than Uriel's Gift. And finally we have the New Monarchy, and their weapons appear to be an auto rifle, a scout, an SMG, and a shotgun. And the weapon from the Cade chest this week was this scout rifle called the Sentencer IV, or 4. This scout rifle, its perks are high impact, meaning it has a high range, or long range, slow firing, and a high damage, and the holstered weapon is reloaded after a short period of time. Those are the 2 perks for this weapon. The first one is kind of good, I guess, but the second one really isn't that big of a deal to me. And I don't really like this weapon. It definitely has a lot of range and impact, but it shoots very slow. It just feels clunky to me after using the higher rounds per minute scouts like Lamida, Multi-Tool, or Nameless Midnight. I've enjoyed both of those a lot. It's not terrible, but there are several scouts in this game that I'd rather use, so I don't really find myself using this weapon much, although I did use it like right away when I got it just because it was a new weapon, but overall I would much rather use the Nameless Midnight for PvE, and I would rather use the Mida multi-tool for PvE. So this just isn't a weapon that I really want to use, and it was the weapon I was using in the gameplay for this video. So that's about it for this video. I just wanted to share with you all the loot that you can get from this event, and like what the event is itself. When it comes to picking a faction, I think you should wait until like the event starts and you can look at the faction's pulls. Actually look at all of the weapons, not just the few that we've seen, and maybe look at the armor, see if the armor has specific like things to go for. But yeah, that's how I would do it. I'm just gonna pick whichever faction has the gear that I want most, and then I'll go for it that way. And then as far as like getting the powerful weapon, I don't think one player is gonna be able to influence that too much, because it just like everybody playing Destiny 2 is going to be working on this, so one player isn't going to be able to impact it that much. Sure, it would be nice to go for the faction which has the powerful gear weapon you would want, but I think it's better just to go for the one that has like the general weapons you like, and then if your faction happens to win, that's nice. I think most people are at the Glimmer cap or around it, so 50k isn't a lot of Glimmer to ask for, and I think a lot of people don't really have anything to spend their Glimmer on generally, aside from mods, so a lot of people will have 50k Glimmer saved up, so that's how I'm going to approach this. Just go for whichever vendor you think has the best gear, or just the best gear that you want the most. That's how I'm going to choose it, so I can't really pick a faction yet. I am happy to see this event though. It gives us something to grind for, and hopefully we'll see a new faction rally like every month or so, kind of like the Iron Banner is for PvP. Hopefully the faction rally is on like kind of a different schedule, so we generally have more things going on throughout the year in Destiny 2. That's going to be it for this video. Please like it if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more videos, and comment down below which faction you're interested in seeing most.